My name's Jake, and I found a bunch of pornographic magazines inside a dead man's house. Not just any old magazines, Australian softcore pornography from the early 90s. Now, me and my little mate Pete want to invite you to have a look at some pretty rude stuff with us. So hold on to your stiffies, everyone, and welcome to Smut Club 1990.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Smut Club 1990, the only podcast where we read through softcore Australiana porn from the 1990s and pretend to be little children while doing so. My name's Jake Smith, and I'm joined in the shed out the back of Mum and Dad's house by the horny little grade 2. I'm sorry, you fucked the intro, Pete, because I'm looking at you and you pretend to wank. You're throwing me off. What's going on?
I'm not pretending to wank, you fucking dog.
Awful.
Hello.
How
Welcome, Jakey, back to the shed. Man, I'll tell you what. It's a bummer this week, actually, because this is the first recording we've had to do where I'm not horny.
Why aren't you horny? What's happened?
It's not a bad thing. I've just come already. I've come already because I didn't realise this, but I had a little friend over recently, and he left his jocks at my house.
Ah, yes.
And the friend was you. And what am I not going to wake up in the morning and wank into my friend's jocks?
That is fucking disgusting. You leave those jocks alone. When you sent me a video of that last night, I messaged you. Like most people, you leave jocks somewhere, they're gone. But I'm mental, so I'm like, you need to bring those jocks down. They're very important. they have an important part in the routine. Just like the red ones. Red ones got them on right now. That red, colour of success. Obviously, that's going to be good. Those ones, they're very important. I can't explain it right now. It's not the topic of the podcast. Those jocks need to be safely returned to me, Peter. Come free.
Do those jocks, are they a lucky colour?
They're a neutral colour. They're like reliable. They're good. They feel like 6 out of 10, but like a good 6, like a reliable 6. You could shit yourself in them, and I wouldn't be upset about it. You know, but it's a success. You can.
Well, I'm glad the colour of them is not imperative to how much you like them, because I have most certainly changed the colour of them. Jake, it is time to bring our first.
Very upset.
Not bring our first. I'll bring our guest in for this week. Another naughty little boy, who I'm sure has jerked into many a jockette or jockey. He's recently exchanged schools. He won Battle of the Bands this year, guys. Henry Bretz, bass player of the Mangroves and all-around good boy. How are you, mate?
Hello, gentlemen. Very, very excited to be coming to the shed. I actually just, while you were talking, looked at the colour of my underpants, and they're like I gotta tell you this, boys. I have maybe the most extravagant pair of underpants on I've ever seen. It's like yellow, red, white, and sort of like a metallic grey, very thin line stripes all on top of each other.
You better not show us. That'd be rude.
Don't show us. I'd hate that.
Don't show me.
Don't.
Yuck. I don't want to look.
Yeah.
Henry, no. Oh, Henry's got his jocks out.
It looks like a screenshot from Tron.
A freeze.
They're kind of like... They're like hypnotic. I haven't noticed it before in using them, but the way the colours are melded together.
You've got underwear.
Very cool.
Underwear scored by Daft Punk. So Brett, see,
around my butt.
This is the lowest form of humour. This podcast just starts with someone wanking, then it's like, oh look, what jocks are you wearing? And then around my butt by Daft Punk. Very good. You fucking... I regret this.
Well, Henry, are you at all familiar with what it is we're doing today?
I've heard whispers of this world that I'm about to enter into, but I don't know if one can ever be fully prepared for the for the madness.
Yeah, great. Well, firstly, question: have you heard of masturbation?
That I have heard of. I've seen American Pie. And no other films.
Well, it's pretty much... there's masturbation, there's sexy magazines, and those things usually go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we are reading a magazine called The Picture today, Henry, which is absolutely fucking nonsensical and so rarely has anything to do with sex or coming. and today it would appear there is no exception to that rule.
So
basically,
go on, sorry,
yeah,
Pete.
Jakey, you explain.
Well, I was going to say I uncovered these magazines while it's from Dead Man's House. I'm not going to go any further there. So I found a big stack of pornographic magazines. I grabbed a handful, and now this one that we're reading through is the Picture magazine number 288. It cost $2.50, including GST, and it was published on March 16th, 1994. Is that the year that you were born, Henry?
It wasn't the year I was born, but it was the year after President John F. Kennedy lost his life. So do with that information what you will. But I'm a bit of a JFK file. I'm very interested in that history. So the moment I heard that early 60s...
Wait. 90s.
Oh, 90s?
Yeah. That's what I was just like. I was just waiting.
I'm pretty sure JFK wasn't assassinated at the time of like Nirvana.
Yeah. Are you getting confused between Kurt Cobain and JFK?
I think your microphone just stuffed up on my end for a moment, and I heard 60s, and I was like,
yeah,
bro, surely this podcast should be called Smut Club 1960. Also, were printers around?
Yes, obviously. I mean, I do actually have some magazines from the 60s as well that we're going to do on our Patreon. I started reading through them the other day, and they're not silly. They're just actual smut, which is fantastic. We're definitely going to start a Patreon. Peter,
do they mention JFK?
Most of it is JFK related. Yeah.
Talk about blowing your brains out. But aware. That Lee Harvey Oswald knows how to get head. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, here he is. Here he is.
Such a naughty little boy.
Oh, how dare you? Too soon to make fun of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. So this was published in 1994. It's a softcore pornographic magazine, which means that there's no full frontal, there's no rootage. You know, no actual rootage, no stiffy dongos, but there is plenty of chus in mut. I haven't seen any dut yet, but all chus and mut, absolutely, a dime a dozen in here. Now, it can be sold to 15-year-olds. I looked this up. So if you were 15 and above, you could purchase this softcore pornographic magazine back in the day. Phenomenal stuff.
So it's sort of the level of like an MA movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's nothing too smutty, but it's like I would say 80% of this is just insane nonsense. Like tabloid articles about, people fucking like. There's just one page spread on here which we haven't gotten to yet, but it's like about a granddad who got his own mug given to him, like a engraved mug by a pub, and then they write 500 words on it. You're like, what the fuck is this about? Like, what the fuck is any of it about? One article is just about a French bloke who fell in love with a swan, and then it's 500 words, and none of it's true, and it's just insane shit. And then the next page will be like, check out this chick's tits, and then that's it. It's fucking awesome. I have no idea what's happening.
And the rest of the pages, they just dive into the assassination of John F. Kennedy and try to get to the bottom of what really happened that day. Was it an informant? Was it an inside job? It will be a fucking inside job when you get this Tockley in your mutt, dog.
So,
was there a second sniper on the grassy knoll? And talking about a grassy knoll, check this out.
So also, I will say the word Tockley as well comes up quite frequently. Do you know what the word Tockley means, Bretz?
Can't say that I do.
So Tockley, Tockley, is slang for penis. And they use it like the word the. Like they sprinkle it everywhere. So I will be very interested to see if it does appear in today's spread. Now, this is a 2-page spread we've got here, and it's titled Sez You. Now, what this is the subtitle here. It says, send us jokes, cartoons, funny poems, whatever. And if we publish them, we'll send you a Darren Hamster t-shirt. I will explain. Darren Hamster is the editor of their Furry Affairs articles, which are animal-related articles. Darren Hamster is a hamster. He has a small fedora on his head. I'm not making any of this up. It's like this. This is a porno. this is a porno. And they go, hey, send us a funny poem. We'll send you a picture of Darren, a shirt with a fucking Darren hamster on it. He's the hamster that writes all the funny stuff about animals. Enjoy your wake. Like,
I'm just imagining some uncle at like a Christmas Day barbecue wearing, look, Uncle Jackie's got on a funny hamster shirt. Where'd you get that? Well,
I told you about that poem I wrote, didn't I? Yeah. Mailed it off.
You know how Uncle Jackie dabbles in the finer arts. You would have heard of Picture Magazine, of course. Well, that's where I got this little fedora hamster T-shirt.
Shit. I think it's so funny. Again, if this was just a silly magazine, then this wouldn't be funny. You're like, okay, this is just a silly, dumb magazine.
It sounds like if they just removed a couple of bits of nudity and crassness, it's a mad magazine.
Oh, absolutely. Great call. Yeah, it's just like that. It's just that same level of fucking lowbrow humor that just appeals to like the lowest fucking form of intelligence in the country. And I'll tell you what I'm starting to realize as well, because this is reader submitted again, Jake.
Yeah.
Send us jokes or whatever. So much of this magazine is generated by the people that buy the magazine. Like, there have been so many fucking articles and shit written in by readers that it's like, mate, I reckon fucking like over half of this magazine so far has been reader submitted, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is fucking... I don't know why they're employing anyone, because there's so much of us just write in and tell us some shit. Last week the reader submitted one? With 90?
The story about the fucking going in the barber /
whatever
brothel.
Brothel hair. I did hear that one. And I too was confused. I was coming along with the hairdresser situation. I didn't pick up on the brothel aspect on it till much later.
It was just so fucking boring. That whole story.
I've just gone to Google Darren Hamster while we've been talking, and the only results for Darren Hamster are our podcasts. Like, and then you go down, and there's this one I've just found here where it is the Picture Magazine, and it's got a bunch of reviews. There's someone who's talking about, oh my God, we have to unpack this later, Peter. This is...
What, like Zoot reviews?
Yeah, kind of. It's got all these digital issues. You can buy the digital issues. Oh, that is fantastic. I'm going to spend all day on this. Okay, that's great.
So what you're saying is Darren Hamster, though, no longer is journalist.
No, I think they only live 3 to 5 years, to be honest.
Yeah,
God, you're right.
He moved out of journalism. He's at a PR firm now.
He moved out of journalism into a shoebox buried in the backyard, I reckon.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that, because I do kind of remember briefly hearing about the death of Darren Hamster a few years ago. He'd moved to Dallas, and he was in this convertible with his hamster wife, and all of a sudden, Lee Hamster Oswald.
Oh, you are such a cunt. I knew where it was going, but to throw a pun in was just disrespect.
Shot him in his little hamster president head.
I think, and then I think he escaped to Papua New Guinea pig.
Okay. Okay. Nah. All right.
You're not happy with any of this, Jake?
No, because I'm trying to get a pun, and I can't get in the riff because I'm like nice in France, niche, mice in France, mice, rat, and then you guys are fucking, God, whatever. It's fine. Yes, anyway, so Darren Hamster, they'll send you a Darren Hamster t-shirt. Now, it says, send them to Sez You, the picture, GPO Box 5201, Sydney, New South Wales, 2001. So, again, this is going to be all reader submitted. Now, there's quite a bit of content here, so I think we're going to take turns reading it out. But the first thing, if we can see here, it says Poets Posse. Is that it? Poets Posse?
Yep. Poets Posse.
And now,
yeah, got it.
We'll get to this bit here, but a lot of these, and I've noticed because I haven't read through. That's the rule, Henry. We can skim to see if it's going to be funny, and then we're like, okay, cool, this is a good one, this will suit, but we can never read through. Now, I have noticed here that a lot of these people have used their first and last name attached to their submission, and also the suburb in which they live. fantastic. I mean, this is a pre-internet era. No one really would have thought that this would ever happen, but they've done it, and it's fucking awesome. All right, so I'm
Just doxing themselves.
It's fucking unreal, and you better believe I'm going to be looking these cunts up. Anyways,
So we've got 3 poems here written by 3 separate people. We've got My Fave Things by Patricia Summers in Inala, Queensland, Burned Out by P Bird of Moss Vale, New South Wales, and Dear Jane by Peter, I'm going to say Matchell of Yadala Labour Prison. Oh, that's going to be exciting.
that's not a suburb.
I have just seen that the third one was submitted from prison.
Fucking hell.
Well, that's brilliant. But I'd like to make a suggestion, Jake, before we dive in. Sort of in the same vein of when we had Tor Snyder on and she read as Cashman, I would love for our dear guest here, Henry Bretz, to maybe read through these poems, and then you, after the fact, maybe add some sort of coffee shop, aesthetic, maybe the clinking of, an open mic poetry night or something.
Oh, yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So you're doing a bit of beat poetry here. Do you know what I mean?
Little beat poetry. So, Henry, if you want to start on that first poem, My Fave Things by Patricia Summers of Inala, Queensland, let's get horny and read some poetry.
My Fave Things. 1, 2. By Patricia Summers. 1, 2, 3. Whips and chains, they make me grin. Scotch and coke and tattooed skin. My 2 cute cats and my dog. My expensive car and me sprog. My supple tits, my nipple ring. My weekly picture magazine. A you beaut fart, a morning shit. The stars outside when brightly lit. But what I like the very most, a morning root, coffee and toast.
Oh, Patricia, you have absolutely outdone yourself there. That is an insane thing to write.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, eat your heart out. I think Hamilton is a real run for its money there.
Can I quickly go, because one thing I was noticing during that, the theme of which was just changed line by line. So whips and chains, they make me grin. All right, likes BDSM. Scotch and coke and tattooed skin, so okay, bikey. My 2 cute cats and my dog. Loves her pets. My expensive car and me sprog. So all right, she's got an affluent lifestyle. My supple tits, my nipple rings. So she's a bit kinky. She's got big tits. Me Weekly picture magazine. So she likes the mag. A you beaut fart, a morning shit. That is the most insane thing to go. I like BDSM. I like getting tied up. I love having a shit.
I know so much about Patricia from what is a relatively short poem. My favourite thing as well is, but what I like the very most, a morning root, coffee and toast. I don't know how much you guys know about sex, but for me, in the occasions where I have had sex, the last thing I feel like is toast. You're just finishing off. You're like, oh, that was a really good session. Vegemite.
Pop the kettle on, would you, love?
You're like bloody Paddington Bear. That was a great runaround. Let's get the marmalade going.
Mate, also to end on toast.
It's the last word of the poem.
The last word of the poem. It starts with whips and chains. Whips and chains make me grin. Like, tie me up, fuck me, daddy, all that. Yes, sir, no, sir. And at the end, it's like, fuck, I love toast. Like,
you know that Rihanna song? The chains and whips excite me. I'd like to see Rihanna bring it out. Just be like, the chains and whips excite me, but not as much as peanut paste.
Get a slice of toast inside me. Patricia Summers.
Wow.
Patricia's actually written a second poem that I remember reading in a different magazine. It was called Things I Don't Like. And this is the poem here. It just says, sensible poetry. Thank you, Patricia.
Patricia, that was
I'm
great.
going to give it, but to Patricia's credit, the rhyme scheme is pretty good. Like, there are some...
Except for magazine in the middle.
Yeah, my supple tits, my nipple ring, my weekly picture magazine. Yeah, zing.
Oh, you do? So I love reading magazines.
How good is a magazine?
Sorry, just going local news things. Mate, do you have the picture magazine? No, we've sold out. That's one of our most popular magazines.
Who will be Time Magazine's most influential person of the year? It's an honour bestowed on so few people. The magazine honour.
All right.
Avril Lavigne, my favourite singer. You know. You know, what's the other word for river? Raving?
I remember when I was just a young teenager reading this magazine. All those tings. Okay. We're going to have to move on to the next one. Henry, do you want to do this one again? Or Peter, do you want to take this one?
Okay, yeah, I'll have a read. Hang on, I'll get in the. I'll pretend to smoke a big long cigarello. This one's called Burned Out. I pay the Pink Piper. He slips off her panties. What? Keep going. Sorry, I'm like, what the fuck? Hang on. Hit the cigarello one more time. Get me back into the flow of things. I pay the Pink Piper. He slips off her panties, and I drive myself home at the end of the stint. With the pink parking fine flapping on my window, I turn off the wipers and read the fine print. I'm feeling burnt out. I'm feeling dilated. My pulse is pacing and my poodles are poofy. What? What's that word?
What does that mean?
I have no idea what that means. P-O-U-F-F-E. My poodles are poofy. Poofy? Poofy.
Stop. What is it? Oh, a poof, like you sit.
My poodles are poof.
Like
Oh,
you
like the
sit
thing
on.
you put your foot on.
Sure.
Yep, right. Okay. All right, my poodles are poof. I pass a prime parcel of perverts and pimps. Oh, I like that a lot.
Wow.
I pass a prime parcel of perverts and pimps, prostitutes and layabouts and landlords with lice. Okay. Yo, you hate when your fucking landlord has nits, man. Anyway, no more laughing, guys. There's poetry happening here. There in the corner sits a cat in mid-crap.
What?
Yeah, there's a cat doing a shit,
Oh, yeah,
Jake.
yeah.
It's
Sorry.
called poetry,
Sorry,
you
go on,
fucking idiot.
go on.
Sleek in mid-stride, a supine mid-wife. There's food on the plate, but I'm allergic to slime. Slime's not a food! Slime is not a food. Anyway, the food on the plate, but I'm allergic to slime. I make a slow stride to my house on the hill. The street lights are out and my toe finds shit. There's no rhyme scheme in here anymore. I curse the bloody canines and kick over God, the tortured souls, the angst that racks this mighty work, the deafening knell of urban decay. We can't finish your poem. P-Bird of Moss Vat. Oh my God, this has gone back into the fucking... What is happening here? It's gone back into italics, so this is the picture now writing.
Oh, yeah. The
Picture
editor.
of written from...
I think the
God,
voice of the
tortured souls.
magazine has popped back into the poem and is now... They've cut off the end and sort of finished it.
Well, that's the equivalent of giving someone the light on that, because P-Bird was going well over time, and he was also starting to get real fucking weird. Like that was getting dark. Right?
I would like to see a poetry night where someone just keeps going and then
Yeah. Just gets.
Oh, it's
played
the bit. You played
I
it.
I can't believe how I was actually almost bordering on being impressed at the start. Like when you get things like, I pass a prime parcel of perverts and pimps. I'm like, you would hear that on the west coast of the United States of America. Some sweet rhymes like that. And then it just gets to like, there's food on my plate. I'm allergic to slime. I make a slow stride to my house on the hill. The street lights are out and my toe finds shit.
I reckon.
My toe finds shit.
Mate, I reckon that has been plagiarised.
I was going to say, and you just touched on it there, Pete. If you heard the line, I pass a prime parcel of perverts and pimps, you would absolutely think, like, if you heard that in a Biggie song, I wouldn't blink an eyelid. I'd be like, oh yeah, great.
I've just Googled it. No, there's no results.
I pass a prime parcel of perverts and pimps.
Maybe the P is for P. Diddy. Maybe it's P. Diddy Bird.
Ah, yeah. Who famously, every rhyme that he ever wrote, every word had to start with P. Terrible for a mic pop. His sound engineers are working overtime.
P. Diddy from the East Coast, Mossvale, New South Wales, the East Coast of Australia.
The mean streets of Mossvale.
Now, the next one here, I think we'll just ignore everything that just happened because that was insane. So here we go. Dear Jane is the next one. Now, this one, as we alluded to earlier, has been written by someone who's saying they're from Yatala Labour Prison in South Australia.
So you should probably read this one, Jake, because you're kind of the closest thing to a prisoner I know.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like that they're from a Labor prison as opposed to an L&P prison, though. So
The CFMEU runs this fucking joint.
it didn't come from Greens Jail. Also known as Bloody Melbourne, am I right?
Oh, bloody hell. What do they like, eh? What do they like down there?
Bloody latte.
So this one says, Dear Jane. Oh, it's a love letter. Okay. Since I've been put away, you're in my loving thoughts today. They can't keep me here forever. If it was life, then I'm sorry, Peter. You are there forever. They can't keep me here forever. Hoping one day we can be together. It should be so much better because now all I've got is your letter. I wish we weren't so far apart because I love you with all my heart. Being gone, you don't know. I think of you and want you so. That's just very sweet, isn't it?
Who's going to make the gravy now? I bet it won't taste the same.
Can we look up what Peter Matchell did? See if there's any records of that. Peter Matchell.
Sure, if it's his real name. Yeah.
Oh,
Peter Matchell here murdered his wife, Jane. Okay.
He clubbed her to death with a Poetry for Dummies book. Real heavy.
there's a LinkedIn for sheet metal work in the Greater Adelaide area.
No, that'd be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, SA.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'll be him.
That'd be him for sure. Well, I was quite moved by that. I don't know about you, gentlemen, but that isn't smut in any way. I found myself yearning for a better system of rehabilitative justice off the back of that poem.
It was beautiful. It reminded me of a U-Butte fart and a morning shit. That's how gorgeous I thought it was.
Well, you mentioned how to make gravy, but that's already taken. So maybe how to make toast could be the next prison hit. Yeah, wow, beautiful words from Peter. Yeah, I wonder how much of the picture subscriber base is are prisoners, because I imagine back in those days that would be kind of what got you through a magazine.
All right. Now, this next section here is titled Looney Tunes. Now, there's going to be a little bit of audio descriptive stuff here, so we will be uploading this onto the Instagram. This first one here, I'm going to describe it here. It has a man.
Are you seeing this, Bretz? Are you on the same spot?
Yeah, I'm looking.
It says...
I'm not...
It says... This is very funny. It says, latest in British farming technology. The new Lady Sarah by Massive Ferguson. And it's a awful cartoon depicting what seems to be Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, is her name? The royal? And a man is driving her, but she's a mechanical tractor. It's honestly, that looks like the most insane. And she's got big knockers, obviously. And there's like this steam coming out of her head and her teeth are a grill. That is...
And the steering wheel is coming directly out of her asshole.
And it says here, oh, this is no surprise, just read ahead from where the cunt's from. It says, it's sad to see artists like R. Talbot from Charters Towers, Queensland, of course, your fucking mates up north, reduced to making nasty jokes about Fergie's fat ass. Okay. I feel like if you say, hey, you shouldn't be making nasty jokes about her big fat ass, that's not on, all right?
I feel like I've stepped directly into Nick Kappa's dreams. Just a big naked tractor.
It's funny how this Fergie, being the Duchess, it's considered quite offensive to make fun of her big ass, whereas the other Fergie of Black Eyed Peas fame couldn't get enough. Right, my humps, my lumps. So maybe plausible deniability, old mate from Charters Towers could just say, "Oh no, I meant the other Fergie. It was a tribute to Fergie's lyrical prowess."
Were her humps her that was her buzzies and her bottom, wasn't it?
After much analysis of this particular piece of writing, I come to the conclusion that she does talk about both, because she talks about my humps, I think, are her breasts, but then there are later lyrics like, there is a line which is insane for a mainstream radio hit where Will.i.am says, "Milky, milky Cocoa Pop."
Wait, did she talk about lovely lady lumps too?
Yeah. But then she
Right.
talks about, there's a line where it's like, pack them up in those jeans or something like that. I'm pretty sure jeans are referred to, which is like
What if they're
as a
just really, really high-waisted jeans and she's pulling on her tits?
Mate, she's wearing overalls. I've got the lyrics up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she says, "They say they love my ass in 7 jeans, true religion. I say no, but they keep giving." So the bottom is referred to.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
All that ass, and what you going to do with all that ass inside your jeans? So
That's good. That's good lyrics. A regular P Bird, that Fergie.
I believe Fergie also wrote that from jail. From Yatala Labour Prison in SA. Not many people know that most of the Monkey Business album was written.
Now, we've got another...
Will.i.am incarcerated.
Taboo, as in the taboo of not killing people. Not many. Yes, I know all that. It's Will.i.am, Apple, Taboo, and Fergie.
I was about to say...
I don't think anyone else knows the other two, Henry. It's just
Taboo
you, mate.
and Apple Diap. Yeah.
Yeah, but the app.
Was he the
Black-eyed.
Was he the one that looked like the shaman? Was he the witch doctor in that?
No, I think that was Taboo.
Oh, okay. What one was Apple Diap? We are getting massively sidewailed, but I'm going to have to...
Anyway.
Guys, we're here to look at some Looney Tunes.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Peter, why don't you tell us about this one in the top right corner here?
Top right corner. All right, so there's an explosion in the distance. Boom. There's a man swimming in the ocean. He's waving at the boom explosion, saying, "Yes, I made it. I'm alive." And swimming up to him in his little donut ring is a shark. And it says these famous last words from Jason the Killer Shark Breakwell of Thirroul, New South Wales. Wow, there we go. So a man survived an explosion, but he's about to be eaten by a shark. And that's what we like.
That it's a regular
funny
bloody
indeed.
The Far Side by Gary Larson. That was very funny.
Very funny indeed.
Oh,
Well done, Jason Breakwell.
Sorry, I've just Googled... I'm Googling all these people while we're talking to see if there's any good hits. I've just Googled Jason Breakwell. Haven't pressed search, but it's auto-corrected to Jason Breakwell funeral. So I will absolutely...
Yeah,
be
he's
having
eaten
a
by a
look at that.
shark, you fucking idiot.
Shark got him.
Oh, no, hold on.
He drew it from beyond the grave.
Why don't you describe this one here, Peter? Not Peter, Henry. The one where it appears to be... Well, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Is this the one directly below the ocean?
Oh, yes, it is indeed.
I like this one.
I have to admit my zoom function is... Okay, so it says, "By Jones, Stanley. I think it's a dinosaur bone." But it is a huge... And it looks like two... like kind of travelers, I guess.
Paleontologists.
Paleontologists, yeah, like trying to dig up dinosaur bones, and they've found what they think is a giant dinosaur bone, but it does in fact look like an almighty penis of a dinosaur. It is a huge kind of shaft with the end bit. Quite a well-endowed dinosaur, I would say. If not that I have a heap of points of reference with, maybe that isn't.
Did dinosaurs have cocks?
Did dinosaurs have cocks? Is the question you've just asked. You've just asked out loud as an adult to two other adults, did dinosaurs have cocks?
Hey, come on.
How do you think dinosaurs went extinct, Jay? Oh, none of us can fuck.
It doesn't. Hold on. Birds and reptiles are dinosaurs' closest living relatives. Blah blah blah. This may have not required a penis. Okay. Did dinosaurs have sex? Oh, yeah, obviously they have. Okay. Well, I'm a fucking.
You've never been down to the museum at South Bank and seen a dinosaur boner?
Mate, but this is whatever. Anyways,
You walk into the museum. It's like, hey, sir, what would you like to say today? Dinosaur cock.
show me.
Wanking with dinosaurs. Now at the convention centre.
Dinosaur cock, thanks. Point me to your nearest Stegosaurus knob. Thank you very much. No muss, no fuss today. I want to see some fucking dinosaur dongs.
Yeah, please.
I watched that porno Jurassic Park. Hardly any dick. It was all story.
Now, we'll the final one here is this is a little smutty one. It says here it's got a very lovely cartoon-looking lady. She's got big lips, a massive protruding forehead, and an eye almost as big as her head. And then she's got big, perky breasts, and she's sat kind of seductively on a bed. And then there's another man who has hollow eyes, like they've been removed from his skull, and he is got his hands up and he's saying, "Don't fail me now," and he's looking at his limp penis. Okay. Now, that comes from Derek DeVree from Canterbury, New Zealand. Oh, g'day, mate. It says, Derek DeVree from Canterbury, New Zealand, did this really good cartoon. Sadly, it's not very funny, unless you're not impotent, of course. So, I don't have much to say about that. I think, like, all of these cartoons aren't really funny. They're just insane things. They're... Like, there's no
the only one that was kind of genuinely funny was the big dinosaur cock. And I don't know if that's because of its own merit or the fact that I'm looking at a dinosaur's cock.
I think to speak for that last one that Jake's described, there is a humour in just the all-out looking down at your genitals and going, clearly pre-sex, going, "Don't fail me now!" The idea of doing that, I think, is... very much going to contribute to the mood of a session.
We're at 40. Fuck, this has run long. We probably won't have time to get to the other page, Peter. What do you think?
Yeah, I reckon let's just do these.
These other two? Oh, let's do this and then the draw your girlfriend nude comp. All right, this one says smelly old cracks, and this looks to be jokes that are submitted. Something up our alley, lady comedians. The first one we've got here, it says, "What's the difference between telecom and a pelican?" And the answer there is nothing. They can both stick their bills up their ass. What do you think about that as a joke?
I mean, clever little bit of wordplay there from Phil, but a complete misunderstanding of the habits of a pelican.
But also,
I've never seen a pelican stick its bill up its own ass.
Nor have I ever seen a telecom company voluntarily say, we were going to charge you the monthly fee of $120. Instead, we'll be taking that invoice and putting it right up our bottoms.
But also, he's fucked the format of the joke. He's saying, "What's the difference between a telecom and a pelican?" And he's gone, "Nothing." And then he's proceeded to, like, what's the similarity between... Like, he's put a double negative in there. Like, the joke is, look, they're
You've got to say, what do telecoms and pelicans have in common? They can both stick their bills up their ass. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he's gone, what's the difference? Nothing. But I'll tell you what, on a side note, what they can do...
What I'd say to Phil from Queensland is... just try and go watch some more comedy. Maybe have a crack at Raw one year. Yeah. See if you can develop your confidence a bit. Do some writing, and then maybe try again with this joke. Do some open mics. Do some sign up spots, and then I think he'll be back.
Fantastic. Now this next one here. Why don't you tell this yarn here, Henry?
A man walked into a bar and bought a beer. Then the piano player's monkey ran up to him and put its ass in it.
Hang on. Pardon me?
one minor detail there. Go on.
So the piano player's monkey ran up to him and put its ass in it. So the man bought another beer. So the monkey ran up to him again and put its ass in his new beer. The man was perplexed, so he walked up to the piano player and said, "Do you know your monkey's putting its ass in my beer?" "No," said the piano player, "but you hum it and I'll see if I can catch on."
That's cool.
Right.
It's actually pretty funny.
I would like to see Smut Club 1990 now write the song your monkey putting its ass in my beer. I think that is
Mate.
that has the ring to it of an old pub ditty.
Well, Jakey, you've got a music degree. Insert that track here.
Oh, great! Well, now that's my fucking evening sitting around, piss farting around, doing your monkey's putting its ass in my beer. Well, I mean,
Jake's weekend.
Oh, great! Oh, we've got all these invoices to do. Sorry, on Monday. Sorry, I didn't get that invoice done in time. I was writing a song called "Your Monkey's Putting Its Ass in My Beer."
Well, mate, what you want to do with those invoices is make like a pelican and shove them up your bloody ass.
Oh my god. So obviously we're just going to miss over the whole fact that someone's walked into a bar and there's a piano player with a monkey. We'll just leave that. That's fine. There's no need to talk about that, you know. I do want to finish on this one here, boys, because this is something that I really love. It says draw your girlfriend nude competition. And I can see there's 3 drawings. And we're going to start from left to right with the most insane one first.
This was a segment that started, of course, on the Titanic.
Again,
Well, I think they've actually tried to draw Kate Winslet here.
This is...
But not in Titanic, in, like, Revolutionary Road.
It says here...
Now, can I ask, Jake, which one is the... Because I don't want to assume, because if you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, as we all know. Can I ask... I'm going to describe the 3 cartoons, and I'm going to ask which one you think is the insane one we should start on.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
So there's the third one. It's a woman. She's got like a crop top on, but the crop top's pulled above her breasts. She's completely naked, and she's kind of doing like what we would know in 2021 as a slut drop.
Yeah.
There's that. There's another one. There's a lady. She's again bottomless. She's wearing a singlet. She's pulled one breast out of her singlet, and she's flashing the camera. And she's making sort of a sexual face.
Yep.
She's got big hair. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's
that's...
got like a sort of big Teena Turner hair. Maybe that's what you think is strange. And then there's the third one, which just seems to be a ginormous Sonic the Hedgehog-like demon that's a giant vagina wearing fishnet stockings and high heels.
That's a bingo, Peter.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has...
The giant pussy creature.
So this is...
The giant vagina with legs is very much a precursor to Andy Griffith's The Day My Bum Went Psycho.
This looks like a wank if it was directed by Guillermo del Toro. Like, this is a real Pan's Labyrinth fucking sketch.
Palm's Labyrinth.
Mate, it says this is Teena, Teena, so obviously from a low socio-suburb. This is Teena as drawn by her loving boyfriend, SR of New South Wales. Smart though. Smart to just give you fucking initials. I wouldn't be putting my full name to that. I'd be giving them the JS, John Smith, for that. That's fucking, yeah, that's it. That is insane. It's awful looking. It looks like...
I think,
yeah.
The SR is actually Salman Rushdie. So this is this is actually quite dangerous a picture to even print this because of the fatwa. So this carries a lot of political context. This cartoon. So very brave from Picture to put this out there.
To put Salman's work. This is most people think he got cancelled or had the fatwa because of the Satanic Verses novel, but it's actually this insane drawing he's done. It looks like the most unappealing thing ever.
It does. It looks like something you'd have to destroy in a Mario Kart.
It's hard to tell from this drawing as well whether it's Raw or Kilpatrick.
Oh, it is insane. Well, now I guess
It's literally picture an oyster with a mohawk, right, pointing down, and that oyster with a mohawk has fishnet stockings and stiletto high heels.
It's the legs that get me, bro. It's the legs.
the knobbly knees.
Yeah, the knees. Why are the knees so distinctive of this drawing? This guy's going, no, I think for backstory, bad knees.
That is just an insane
This
thing.
is Teena.
Teena.
Oh my god.
This fucking thing is Teena.
Now, Teena, as we all know, has been going to the physio with the knees.
Teena, tell us a bit about yourself. Thank you, Teena. So, just to translate that, she's studying law.
Fucking hell. I can't believe that. I loved it. Like, I love that people are probably making fun of it at the picture magazine, but then poor Teena, the ginormous cunt on legs monster, is just sat at home in regional New South Wales, all forlorn. Like, no one takes me seriously just because I'm a massive cunt on legs. Oh God. That's horrible.
Not just a massive cunt on legs, a massive cunt on pretty compromised legs.
She's got the polio legs. You know, the little shit. All right, we've got to move on.
It's basically Hasbulla if it was a big pussy.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It gives new meaning to the term knobby knees.
All right. Well, actually, I reckon we've got time to do the other two things up ahead too. I'll only take a couple of minutes. We'll breeze through these other Sheilas.
I feel like we haven't spent enough time on Teena. Like, with all due respect, I know we've been on Teena for a long time, but it is a fucking giant vagina on legs, and I think that deserves at least 45 minutes. Draw your girlfriend. Teena found love.
I like. But why would they publish this? Like the other ones, which I will touch on quickly here, just to get my comparison. Robert from Christchurch, New Zealand reckons this lovely lady is just tops to go in your Just Tops mag. Yeah, but is she your girlfriend or isn't she, Robert? We want to know. So then he's gone. He's drawn. This is the one that you said, Peter. Has the big hair, one breast out, bit of bush showing. It's not a bad sketch, but. You know, it's certainly not funny. I think this...
But it's not a giant vagina on legs, is what you're saying.
No, it's no vagina on legs, which, you know. So, does he really love her? Who knows? And now, this is horrible. This is horrible. Can you read the caption for the far right one, please? No pun intended. Could you please read that one, Peter?
She's now an ex-girlfriend, but it's hard to forget those strong legs and big silicon titties, writes Jeff from New South Wales.
So that's what she's doing. She's doing a squat. She had strong legs. We'll draw her squatting. And then got the breasts. I am concerned about the ex-girlfriend part, where it's gone, draw your girlfriend nude. He's like, you know what? I'm going to draw my ex-girlfriend nude. Send that in. That's fine. That's a fine thing to do. Fucking hell. It's also, look at the head on her. Like, the head is very cartoonish. Like, yeah. I don't know where I'd see it. It looks like something out of a kid's magazine. Like, it's a very friendly face. Like, it's not a slutty face. It's like a, hey, here you go, guys. Come on the roller coaster. No, it looks like the illustrations that you get at, like, those shitty amusement parks, like Aussie World. Like, the instructional figure on those things.
I appreciate how you're... breaking down this with equal measure, but I'd just like to remind you, Teena is a giant pussy on legs, and there's, for you to say she's got an interesting face, this ex-girlfriend, when we've just seen Teena, who has no face, but somehow has the ability. She has no face, no hands, but has put on shoes. I mean, that's amazing.
But they're not lace-ups.
Truly remarkable.
They're not lace-ups. The attention to detail here is so remarkable because clearly you could slide those on. Like you could, with no arms, you could kick those on yourself as a giant vagina, a sentient vagina. It would be
not with those knees. You can't. I think even slipping into any form of shoes would be quite difficult for Teena with those knobbly knees.
Getting at home going, hey, let me just slip into something more uncomfortable. Also, imagine you'd be like trying to find her shoes, just bumping into walls because she has no eyes. Because again,
Teena has dreams and hopes. She's not. I know what she looks like, but fucking give her a chance.
poor thing has to vomit.
Come on, give her a job.
Poor thing.
Imagine her pushing trolleys down at your local supermarket. She could get it done.
Jesus Christ. This is fucking awful. All right. Let's move on to these last two and we'll bang
She looks
through
like she goes.
I'm just
She
picturing.
talks like Donnie out of the Rugrats or whatever the fuck.
yes.
what's the crazy
The famous character Donnie from the Rugrats. Who can forget? Dill Pickles, Charlie. Is it Charlie? Tommy. Fuck, now I've done it.
Tommy.
Charlie Pickles.
I,
Bart
there's a
Pickles.
Charlie.
And Chucky. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the little crazy kid from that show with you know the one I'm talking about.
Wild Thornbruce.
That's the one.
Yeah. There was that.
That's what Teena
there was
talks
that
like.
crossover movie where the Wild Thornberrys and the Rugrats joined forces.
Is that true?
Oh,
Did that happen?
yes.
Yeah, man. It was called Rugrats Go Wild.
Oh, I might watch that later.
I think Teena was in it.
Okay. So last two here, we've got crappy snaps. And this is a picture of what appears to be a sinking hotel. Like it's very heavily slanted. And it says here, one of our more rather unbalanced, nay, roving mad readers has sent us this photo of a museum in Florida, USA, which looks like it's falling into a hole. Shit. I was crying. It was so upsetting, writes MF of Coconut Grove, Northern Territory. Then I realized that the designers had built it that way. So I went back to my hotel and rooted Frank. He's my husband. Fucking hell. Imagine going up and be like, seeing a magazine, going, all right, hey, you want to go to the museum? Oh, yeah, let's go to the museum. See it, you go, oh my God, and start crying. This is so upsetting. The museum, we went to go see, it's falling into a hole. And someone's like, no. The designers made it that way. It's interactions in the architecture. She's like, I'm going to fuck my husband right now. I'm so relieved about this building.
Just to remember what normality feels like.
I think that's actually what happened when they built the Leaning Tower of Pisa. They went, oh no, we have a built at the Leaning. I better have a sex with my husband.
I'm going to look this up. Leaning Museum, Florida. Once again, I don't think this exists. I don't think any of these things exist. There's no record of any of this shit.
What do you mean it doesn't exist? I'm looking at a photo of it.
Yeah, I know, but hold on.
You conspiracy theorists are something else, mate. You can have fucking hard evidence right in front of you, and you want to do your own independent research, mate.
Mate, if
Yeah, you're a flat hoteler. You're a flat museumer. They don't all have to be flat. They can be tilted if they want.
All right, and the final one here, Pete, I'll get you to read through this one. It's called Letterbox. I don't know what this one's about, but I assume it's just writing in.
And it's titled, Whatever Happened To?
Yep.
Firstly, whatever happened to Saigon Sue's video reviews? And what happened to pinup girl Kelly Jackson, Yvonne Forside, Barbara Ann Bostock, Shyla Svenberg, Linda Peters, Raquel Samuels, we're still going, Jane Botham, Suzanne Gregg, Abigail Proctor, and last but by no means least, Spunky Joe Guest, bracket, yum. I think you know what I'm talking about. So come on, picture. Bring back more pin-ups and show more smooth tits and ass. Because you know we love to see them. Pick some of those babes and you won't go wrong. That's been written by W.J. Blanchhouse of Queensland. A lot of Queensland in this magazine, and it absolutely is showing.
Mate, look, while I don't like the idea, I don't like his encyclopedic knowledge of all the pin-ups, I can completely understand and empathize with this man who just wants to have a wank, and instead we're getting treated to Massive Ferguson, the tractor woman, And again, Teena, the anthropomorphic vagina on legs. So, WJ Blanchhouse, I empathise with you there. That is, understandable. All right.
And then the picture is written back. The magazine has written back to WJ
Oh,
Blanchhouse.
okay. So I thought that this was a new letter. Okay, no, this is their response. Go on.
No, they say, gee, WJ, maybe you got a point there. But if we fill the mag with beaver, tit, more tit and unlimited vagina, then where are we going to put all our ace knitting patterns, cake recipes, and the fishing tips page? I'm sorry, mate. We'd really like to help you, but there's just no place for nude women in this magazine. P.S. Very soon, a horny new video review column will appear every week in the picture, so stay tuned.
What? So why is it there's no place for nude women in this magazine? I don't know if you skip back a couple of pages, but there's just muddage everywhere. I'm holding up right now.
WJ's clearly only read the page that, where the letters are, the complaints.
Yeah.
And has specifically only read the complaints without surveying all the source material. I do like from Picture Magazine, and I don't think many media outlets would do that, just intentionally publishing the criticism of them, and then not really rebutting it in any real way, just being like, yep, that is how it is.
Yeah, well.
I don't think you wouldn't get that from a Murdoch.
Lovely stuff. Well, that's the entire Sez You. And once again, I mean, I know we started this episode, Bretz, by saying that this is insane. It's 80% of this is just absolute dumb filth. And has it lived up to that expectation, mate, for you?
Even going in with that expectation, I don't know if I could have foreseen Teena or dinosaur dicks, but I think it's aged okay. Picture, obviously, there's some outdated stuff there, but as a sex positive world, I think there's a lot of heartwarming tales to be mined out of the Sez You section of this magazine. So thanks for letting me step into this deranged world.
You're right, Bretz. There was some fucked up moments with the Fergie's big tractor ass and all that sort of thing. But at least we can look back on this episode and know that we got to meet a pussy that can walk itself to coals.
Eaten. But at that size, you'd be using fucking loaves of baguettes for tampons. It's just going down to the bakery.
Imagine how's this for a funny visual? It's Teena, right? She's gone to a ramen place and they've just put one big noodle in there and she just slurps up the big noodle and walks home.
Yeah, that's quite good. That's a funny visual. I enjoy that a lot. All right. Well, anything to plug, boys?
Yeah, Henry, what's going on in your little life? Where can people hear you, see you?
Just download my podcast, Unpacking Brisbane. We rate and review the suburbs of Brisbane every week, so check that one out. And then if you want to listen to The Mangroves, it's the band that I'm in. We've got 2 albums out, so you can just get those on Spotify or wherever you get music.
Lovely stuff. I'm a big fan of The Mangroves myself. Peter, you would be also. Very good. Please do listen to it. It's the first time I've actually had a mate in a band where I've been able to recommend that band and not like I can actually go, yeah, it's good, and people will agree. Like every other time, you should listen to my mate's band. Like it's shit. I'm like, I know it is. It's always shit. Mates' bands are never good, but this is very good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hate live music with a passion, and I've gone to see you guys twice. That's how much I love you. It's very good. Very, very, very good.
Very much appreciate it. Means a lot considering I cannot play the bass, the instrument that I do play in this band. So for it to for the music to transcend lack of ability is, I think, a true testament. Thanks, boys. And had a blast.
As a bass player myself, tertiary qualified, I come to that gig with the fantasy of you breaking your leg or something beforehand, and then they're like, oh no, what do we do? Like, I have that fantasy every single time, and then I'm like, I got it, boys, and I save the gig, and then they let me sing one of the songs, and I crush it. I go really well. So that's the only reason
I think you told me about this dream after a gig once. It was the first thing I heard coming off stage. I was on the high of a gig. I was like, that was great. First thing I see is this bearded man in my face being like, I dreamed that you fell and I did it.
Yeah, but the gig went really well in the dream. Everyone loved it, so.
But it could have gone better had you have fractured your tibia.
When I said break a leg beforehand, I meant it, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking Tonya Harding you. I'll be waiting around the corner at balaclava and a fucking tire iron. Oh no, Henry's had an accident.
I can't wait for Margot Robbie to play me in Bretzy.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, Henry Bretz, an absolute pleasure, you naughty little slut boy.
Thank you, boys.
And now,
Thanks very much for stopping by the shed today, Jakey. What's going on down there in Brisbane?
Good Chat Comedy Club every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and some other special events. We're going to be on the road up north with Mel Buttle very soon. Up in Mackay, in Townsville, in Cairns, Port Douglas and Atherton. So keep an eye out. If you like Mel Buttle and you live in those areas, then you can get cheapy tickets with the promo code SMUTCLUB1990. Go to goodchatcomedy.com. I'm about to upload the event straight after this. So that will be good. Anything for you, Peter? Laughing Heart Comedy, Monday nights, as always?
Yeah, Laughing Out Comedy, always go on a Monday night. Great times. Hopefully, Bretzy, next time you're in town, you'll be able to do that one. We'll get you on a little cheeky show up here. But hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, well, most certainly, Jakey, we won't have to record on Zoom anymore because I'll be living in Brisbane with you.
Yay! Oh, at my house.
I mean, maybe, depending on if things go badly in the move. But yeah, I'll be in the same city as you, which will be very exciting.
How good! I found a new bagel joint, by the way, and I can't wait to take you there. New bagel.
Yummy,
place.
yummy.
Yeah, yum yum. All right, boys. Well, we better get back to it. I hear Mum and Dad pulling up in the driveway now, so we best fuck off. Bretzy, a pleasure. Peter, lovely as always. And I'll see you boys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, boys.
Teena loves you.